Hi, welcome to Pinhole Quilting, and we are actually on location. We are not at our normal showroom. We are not in Worcestershire. We are actually on Little Cayman, which is part of the Cayman Islands, and we are at the very far east end at a place called Point of Sands, and it's the most beautiful beach on Little Cayman. Now, why are we here? We are actually, Pete and I, so I'm Liz and Pete, my husband, is behind the camera. We are actually taking a holiday. Yeah, we are taking a holiday and celebrating our wedding anniversary. It's the only time of the year, really, that we can get away. And it's the first holiday for a couple of years, so it's really nice for us to celebrate our wedding anniversary here because we got married on Grand Cayman and we had our honeymoon on Little Cayman 11 years ago. So we're very happy to be back here. And it's a place that I worked 30 years ago as well, so it's a very special place for the both of us. Anyway, welcome to our pinhole quilting video, where we're going to take you through, even though we don't have any long arms. No, we didn't bring any of those. We couldn't fit those in our hold luggage, and definitely not on the carry-on. So we're going to talk through a few things that we wanted to share with you, that even though we're on holiday, yet we do still work, and we have been answering emails and doing a few technical things while we've been away. A combination of work, and there are, by the way, there are no seams. It might look like paradise. We'll pan around to where we are later in the video, but there are no seams here, and it's getting towards sundown, so they do come out. So if I start doing this, it's because there are a few around. Now, what we wanted to cover with you is the importance of training, education, and practice. Those are the three key things really that we want to convey in this video, and that we'll also highlight in a blog post that we're going to write during next week. And the reason that we focus on those things is that there's a handi quilter retailer in the UK. We think it's one of the things that stands us apart from other manufacturers, and it's one of the reasons that we love Handi Quilter. Is that as part of the global reach that Handi Quilter has as the largest long arm manufacturer in the world, is that they really invest in their education and training. Now, if you take as an example, when I was at university, I found it quite stressful doing my exams. So to relax, I learned to juggle. So when you start to learn to juggle, you start by doing one ball. You're not very good, and actually you kind of think, am I ever going to learn to juggle? So you do one ball for a while, and you think, ever going to do this? So then after a while you do two balls, and you start doing that, and you read a few books because there's no internet when I was at university. And then after a bit you practice and you practice, and then guess what, after a while you can do three, and then after a bit you learn a few tricks and you can do three balls, and then you can impress your friends, and before you know it you're becoming a juggler. And you can say to your friends, I can even do it backwards. Ta-da! That was my joke. But the importance of that lesson is this. When you start, you're no good. But it's only by practice that you become better. And the same is true of quilting, of course. And there's frustration as you drop the juggling balls. And in quilting, as you have a few problems with the first quilt, maybe the second quilt, but every quilt you learn. And that is the first thing that I wanted to share with you. The second thing is this. When you go fishing, this is a very rustic fishing line that was in our apartment. I won't say condominium because that's very American and we are English. But for the American audience, in our condo, this is a very, very antiquated, very rustic fishing line. I learnt to fish on Little Cayman by a very nice gentleman who I learnt this week. He sadly passed away. So in honour of John Palmer, I will talk to you about fishing. Fishing is like quilting. You cannot just go out and go fishing. You've got to learn what you're fishing for. And you've got to learn what size hook, and you certainly wouldn't catch many small fish with this massive hook. I'm not sure what you would catch with this actually, but anyway, so the analogy is this. When you go quilting, you've got to think about what size needle, you've got to think about what type of thread you're going to use. You look at your quilt and you think, what colour thread? And you think about matching your thread to your needle, you think about the tension, you think about the wadding you're going to use, and of course you choose your backing fabric. And when you choose your backing fabric, you're thinking, am I matching my backing fabric to the top fabric? Is it going to show the backing fabric is going to determine what thread color I have on the top? And all of these things are factors. And it's the same when you go fishing. You've got to know what you're doing. Again, it comes with experience, and it's one of the reasons why we include a foundation training course. With most of our machines, you'll see that it includes foundation training. So our next foundation training courses are in March, and if you've booked on one of those, we really look forward to seeing you. And if those are full, then our next ones after that are in May, and we've got more training that we'll be announcing in February. Linda Jackson will be running some classes with us, and we'll be doing some more courses with Linda in May. So those will include rulers, feathers and fills that Linda and I are doing together, and then she'll be going on and doing some feathers classes and some more. There's going to be some fantastic classes that Linda's planning with us at the PInhole Quilting Showroom. So we're really looking forward to those. And the other thing is that I just wanted to show you, look, this beautiful brain coral. Look at that. We saw some of that. Pete and I were out snorkeling this morning, and we saw not only some beautiful brain coral here. This is your analogy for the workshops, to expand your knowledge. We did actually also see an eagle ray, so that was pretty cool. And we've got some beautiful footage of that. But the other thing is that even when you're not quilting, you can be practicing. So I bring away with me, and I haven't done much of this because the weather's been so beautiful that we've been out, but the forecast is not so good next week. And I should say that, you know, rather like a UK politician, as yet I won't name him, but anyway, some UK politicians have, you know, said we're all in this together. You know, it is winter here too, so, you know, just bear that in mind. Anyway, this is the kind of thing that I do when I'm away. I just do some doodling, and I have one of these lovely lay flat books, and I did this on the flight from London to Grand Cayman. Came over on the 15th of January. So I bring my pens over with me. I bring my nice little, you can get these on our website actually, these tiki pencils. These are lovely rotring pencils. Oh, and this was, I was sitting by the pool and I was looking at the reflections, and I was just thinking how nice it was just to kind of just doodle and just like really free doodling. I'm just thinking, oh, these are really nice, like light and dark. And I just marked the light and dark. And then I started drawing a palm tree, and then Pete came out, so I stopped drawing the palm tree. But just like really free sketching, just, I mean, it's the start of a palm tree, but just get used to drawing and practicing, and don't be too critical on yourself. I talk to myself when I'm doodling, and just don't criticize yourself, okay? Do not criticize. Even when you find a piece of driftwood, you can get some big chalk and you can start doodling. There we go. So forever, for the next day, I can just be practicing wherever I am. There we go. There's some nice mussel shell doodles with big chalk. Wherever you are in the world, you can practice. Get inspiration from everything you see. There's lots and lots of shapes, lots and lots of things that you can see around you. For me, the coral has beautiful shapes that we can see when we go diving or snorkeling. And Pete found that coral fan when we were snorkeling. That was pretty much the first day, wasn't it, Pete?
It was.
It was the first day. So we got that, brought that back, and that was beautiful. There were some storms, so it brought it up. Would have just torn it off the seabed, and it just was lying on the beach. So that was cool. So there we go. We've got some lovely workshops coming up, and very exciting. Later in the year, in the last 2 weeks of September, we will have our ambassador event, and we'll announce who that's with and more details when we're back, and we'll be sending out some details of that in February. So watch out for that. Now, some of the other things that we're working on is the separate website that we'll have, which will have virtual education, and we'll be announcing more details of that when that's up and running. And we'll also have our second user machines website, which we haven't really told you much about so far, but where we've got it on our current website, we'll have it on a separate website. So if you have a machine that you're interested in selling or trading in, let us know. Okay, email us. And if you're interested in purchasing a second user machine, send us your details. We're responding to emails, obviously not phone calls. That's not quite so convenient right now. Okay. Anything else you want to add, Pete?
You need to talk about thread.
I'm going to talk about thread. So for our 5th anniversary, because we've been going for 5 years as Pinhole Quilting, we've been having a 10% discount on our thread. That's across the board, except for items that are already discounted. So we already do a fantastic deal on our glide thread packs. So these individual spools, like our glide thread 1,000 meters and 5,000 meters, our deco bobs, our Invisafill, our Magna Glide, etc., are discounted by 10%. If you've never used some of the things like the deco bob or some of the things like Magna Glide, which have to have a slightly different adjustment on the bobbin, you'll find that we've got some special videos on our YouTube site of how to adjust for the tension that you need to use on those. So check out our YouTube videos for adjustments on our Magna Glide on our YouTube, and look out for our blog post later on next week that we'll be doing, which shows you how to do bobbin thread adjustment for your bobbin. And we'll tell you how to do that on those. They're already pre-done. But 10% discount ends on Monday. That's the 31st of January. So the 10% discount for our anniversary, our 5th anniversary, you do need to be quick because it's Monday, the 31st of January, that 10% discount ends. Don't miss out. It'll be well worth doing. So go for it. So we're going to say, I think, goodbye for now, and we'll be back for our normal Pershore showroom, subject to being able to get back into the UK. I don't think there's any restrictions on us flying back. We've had to do so many COVID tests since we've been here. I mean, we're on first name terms, aren't we, with the with the health. Little Cayman, Charmaine, in the Little Cayman Health Centre. We just know Charmaine so well. She's so lovely. Anyway, we're going to say goodbye. This is Pointed Sands, and if you're looking for the most beautiful beach in the world, I don't think you can beat Point of Sands. It's absolutely idyllic, and I hate to say it, but like I say, we're all in this together. We are going to go for a snorkel now. See you next week. Bye.